All right. There's nothing particularly special about Claude that I'm not gonna try to convince you to use Claude. I'm honestly just putting this one here because we're talking about AI and it's my preferred large language model, and I have really enjoyed the switch. So I was paying for a premium subscription to ChatGPT, and then I was working with some other people and they use Claude all the time. And I was like, well, I'll give it a shot. And I started using Claude a little bit more. And I was like, this. And then it did some things that I'll talk about here in just a second that I was like, whoa, I really like this. And so then I made the switch over, used Claude exclusively for about a week and was like, this is worth it. And I paid for a year subscription to it. What it was doing was it seemed to be more tuned to ask my opinion, to stop our conversation, and it will build in these things where it's like, answer these 3 questions, then we'll continue. And it's like, which of these 3 do you prefer? Click it. And it's about the project we're working on. So if I'm co-designing professional development or prepping for a book study or something, it'll be like, do you want this to be bad example. Do you want this to be point and click? Do you want this to be interactive? Do you want this to be project based? It's like click, 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 or other, and you can put in your own stuff. Boom, 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 and then it will tailor. So those types of things, that native stuff built in, just is very, very nice. It seemed to be less sycophantic, not that it's not, but ChatGPT was just so placating that it was getting a little bit cumbersome. And so I switched over, like it a lot. Not for nothing, it does let you name yourself in Claude, and it will call you whatever you want. And I will tell you, changing my name in Claude to I would like to try your Wu-Tang style was one of the best decisions I've ever made. And I'm saying, I just said that today, August 4th, is literally my wife and my anniversary. So hopefully she doesn't see this video. It does things like this. Yesterday I pulled it up. It said, how was your weekend? I would like to try your Wu-Tang style. And that just, it makes me chuckle every time. Anyway, not the point. It's got this chat in here, which I just talked about. You can switch between the different models. You fine tune those things. Fiddle around with it, see what your preference is. And it's got the older models in here as well. I really like this projects piece here. So I talked about this a little bit with Colleague AI, but you can, I feel like I have created, yeah, here we go. So I've uploaded, this is a whole bunch of stuff on standards. Like these are the, so social studies, science, ELA, math, and then like a PDF of a book. And I uploaded all these things. And then now I have built this project. It's essentially like a little chatbot that is an expert on all of these resources. And I'm only at 25% of that stuff up there. And so I can ask this questions and say, oh, here. So then I uploaded some work that a district had done around. I went out and I did a workshop with them about how to identify essential standards and create learning progressions. And then I built this project that had all of the information for all of the K-12 standards and all of the information that like from the workshop. And then I uploaded the work they had done to just get a second opinion on their learning progressions in here. So it's essentially just a first draft. How does it look? Give me some intentional things to look for. I could do that with any set of standards, or I could ask this any questions about identifying essential standards and developing learning progressions, because I've trained this thing to be a little chatbot. I'm not doing a great job explaining that, I feel like. I try to proselyte, that's not the right word. I almost said something that did not mean, but I try to be a prophet for, maybe that's the word I'm looking for, projects and chatbots that do this. And I feel like I never sell it really well. And then people try it and they're like, oh, that's actually pretty awesome. I was like, yeah, so I got to figure that one out. But try projects in Claude. There are projects in, ChatGPT and Gemini, not Gemini, and Copilot. Check them out. Very, very, very cool. Artifacts are super cool because you can create like interactive pieces. And I haven't played with this one a ton, but I've seen people do really cool things with these. For instance, I have a colleague who uploaded all of the revised ELA standards and created a clickable like navigation to like explain all of the different standards. Very, very awesome. So artifacts will allow you to do that. And then one thing I've been playing around with a decent amount here is Claude Code. So this is not something that I normally push onto people because it's a little bit more, I wouldn't even call it advanced, just a little complicated. And frankly, the use case for most teachers is just not there. But I have a tendency to operate under the assumption that just anything is possible. Like you can, as if you know how to code something online, you could probably make it for whatever we need. And the problem is I just don't know anything computer science. I don't know how to code. This bridges that gap just a little bit. So for example, I had this, I had a colleague ask me if there was a ed tech game out there that was, I'm not sure if you've ever played Charty Party or Apples to Apples, where essentially you're given a picture and then everybody submits like a quote or something, and then the person who put the picture out there picks the best quote, and whoever's quote it was gets the points. She's like, is there something like that online? I was like, I don't think so, but I bet you I could make it. And I went to Claude Code, and in about 15 minutes, all I did was describe what my colleague asked me to do, and it built an online game for me. Like 15 minutes. That's like a real thing. It's playable. You can upload images. You can give it to other people. Easy peasy. It just coded it for me. Just wrote like 1,500 lines of code, just very quickly. So there are other, the ChatGPT has this, like where you can code with it and build things. Claude Code by far for me was the easiest one to use. So if you're looking to push your boundaries a little bit, Claude Code, I just YouTubed some things and self-taught, and I've still got a lot to learn. So cool stuff. Very, very cool. All right, check out Claude if you're interested. If not, I think the next one, Notebook LM, that's worth everybody's time.